What is going on YouTube? This is NCAP24 and today we're going to go ahead and continue our Red Zone series with a different type of video. What we're going to do is get the quarterback involved in the run game. Yes, there's plenty of runs out there that are designed for quarterbacks where it comes to quarterback draw, whether it's a read option. That's not what we're looking at today. We're looking at how we can turn pass plays into run plays for your quarterback using a couple different play action animations that you get in the game. There are two that we're going to look at specifically in this video because of the way it allows your quarterback to be in a really nice spot to cut off the play action and run it inside the 5-yard line. The first one we're going to be looking at is PA misdirection. It doesn't matter what type of formation you're in. It's the actual call of the play and the animation of where your quarterback is going to hand the ball off that makes the difference. So single back deuce close is a very popular formation. Let's go ahead and start off with that one and kind of show you what exactly we're looking to do and how we're going to make this work. So let's go take a look at it. So the first thing you want to do is make sure that the animation is going to the correct side according to which arm your quarterback throws to. If your quarterback is a righty, you want that green arrow to point to the right side. If your quarterback is a lefty, you want that arrow to point to the left side. It's because when you cut off the play action, you want him to have it in his dominant hand going to the direction in which he will throw it to. So for this example, Matt Ryan is a righty, and we're going to be able to use this to his advantage to the right-hand side. Now, it's important to know that the way this works is the timing of when you cut off the play action. You don't want to wait until it gets to the running back because the running back is on a delay and it's a little bit further in the quarterback's animation. You want to cut off the animation about a yard or two behind where the quarterback is, giving him a nice smooth transition to get to the outside. Once you cut off the play action, you're looking at the defensive end. If he's engaged by that offensive tackle, then you're going to take it in and walk it into the end zone. If he happens to get outside leverage of that tackle, then you want to cut it inside and try to get your yards underneath that blocking assignment. So let's go ahead and take a look at it and kind of go and show you physically how it works and kind of go from there. Obviously, Matt Ryan is not the most mobile quarterback. He definitely has his limitations in the run game. So I do have a backup quarterback that I traded to for this example, and Brett Hundley, somebody that's in the mid-80s. But I'm going to show you Matt Ryan first, and then I'll show it to you, as we go throughout the video. I'll show you Brett Hundley because it's going to give you a little bit better opportunity of seeing two different levels of, quarterback's ability to scramble. So here we are. I'm going to show you, we're going to cut it off right there, and you're going to see how easy you're going to be able to get around the edge, okay? It's going to seem pretty simple, and it really is if you get it down right. And let me show you basically how this works. So what you'll see here is we're going to cut it off right here, okay? It's important to cut it off. Like if you see here, we're on the 2-yard line. We're cutting it off right at that 5-yard mark, right? And you don't want to lose your transition. Then you're going to run basically down that line and then cut it up. I can easily cut it up earlier and just kind of get in the end zone. I see that I can walk it in. But you're reading that defensive end here, number 72. If we're able to get him engaged, we know that we can get around the outside. That's going to be the easiest way. Obviously, with a faster quarterback, it's going to make it easier. If he had outside leverage, we'd want to cut it inside him and basically O up and get a nice, easy score. So let's go ahead and show it to you a couple times just to see the consistency of it. So again, what we're going to do here is we're just going to cut it off. We're going to go through the outside, and we're just going to walk it right in. This does work best when you're going against zone coverages and not against anybody that's doing any side of outside blitzes. Again, you want to cut it off right here. And it is important to get the timing of this because if you don't time it right, your quarterback will hesitate. I'm going to show it to you if I time it wrong right here. So I do this and see how he stops. Now you're dead to the water. Okay, you want to time it earlier to where it's a smooth transition. So here you go, time it here, and you're going to be able to get to the outside for the nice, easy score. So it is part of the PA misdirection that makes it work. Let me go show you the next example of PA misdirection in a different formation. So the next play we're going to be looking at is called PA misdirection shot out of the single back wing. It's very important to understand which direction you want the running back to go in order to utilize the correct arm of your quarterback. In this illustration here, you're going to see that the running back goes to the left before he goes to the right if you look at the PA misdirection shot. If you have a hard time telling that, just look at the halfback misdirection that will be in there. Typically, you are not going to ever see a misdirection shot unless there is a misdirection in that same formation, because they go hand in hand. So you can see at the halfback misdirection that it's clear that the running back goes left before he goes right. Well, we want the running back to always go to the side in which our quarterback throws on. So we're going to flip this because we want our running back to take 2 steps right before he goes left, because that's going to help us with this animation. Let's go ahead and take a look at it now. So I want to show here that even though that the green arrow is pointing down instead of to the right, you're still going to get that same animation. You just want to cut it off halfway on his drop with the right trigger, and want that smooth transition to the outside and be able to walk it in the end zone. So let me show it to you here. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to be able to get around the corner. And you can see with a faster quarterback, you're going to have a lot easier way of doing it, because you can kind of be a little bit more aggressive about getting to the outside. I'll do it a couple times for you. You can see we're getting around the outside, and we're going to be able to get it in. Now, this is something that I typically like to do when I'm on the second time I'm in the red zone. And the reason for that is because the first time I'm trying to get a tendency of my opponent. Does he like to blitz? Does he like to do a cover 3 where he's got somebody that's coming from the right side? Does he like to do a cover 2 where he's got people coming from the left side? Whatever the case may be, I'm studying on what his red zone defense and what he feels comfortable with. A lot of times they're going to stick in just a cover 4, maybe a cover 3 with hard flats, a cover 2, whatever the case is. But typically most people don't blitz because of the fact that they want all their people in coverage. When we see that on the first drive, we're going to come back on the second drive and make sure that we sneak this in and really have a nice, easy ability to get a touchdown and not have to have red zone after red zone plays to punch it in inside the 5. So let's go ahead and show it to you again here, and we're going to cut it off. You're going to see that we're going to get around the end zone, and we're going to be able to get it. I do want to make one little tiny point. Sometimes when it works perfectly for you and you're in, walking in the end zone, you get excited, you want to do a jump in the end zone celebration. Remember that your quarterback is throwing the ball. He's in a passing play. I have made the mistake of getting to the 1-yard line, and instead of just going in the end zone with class, I've tried to jump in with a touchdown celebration. Well, if you press the X button, you're diving, you're going to be throwing to the X receiver. So make sure that you know that this is one of those plays that, take your celebration with your smile. Don't do the celebration on the field, because you can get yourself in some sticky situations if you're throwing the ball across the field. And typically when that ends up happening is you get a penalty for crossing the line of scrimmage because of the way it works. So kind of what I'm talking about is here. Let me see if I can get around the ends. Say I'm going to go here and see how I'm doing this. All I was trying to do was jump in the end zone for a touchdown. Be smart about it. Make sure you just take your points. I want to make sure that I harpered that down. The last thing I want to show you is that, I didn't do much here as far as play design goes, but you can always move this guy over, have an extra blocker, and you can see that guy can double team that player, and you can get yourself in a little bit easier. So use your formations to your advantage as well. A lot of times what I'll do is not do that because I don't want to tip my hat that I'm looking to run to the right side, because right now it does look like it's a left dominant run, to where if I move that tight end over, then you're going to end up looking like you're kind of loading yourself for a run to the right side. But, if you really want to ensure that guy gets blocked, you definitely have that ability as well. So now let's go look at the second type of running play that I want to talk about when it comes to the quarterback motion, and that's going to be your PA boot plays, okay? If you look at it, this is going to be actually the opposite of what we talked about before. See how the green arrow by your quarterback on this PA boot left is going to end up going to the left-hand side, but he always takes the ball and fakes it to the right? That's what we want. So we want the arrow to go to the left if we're the right-handed quarterback. We want the arrow to go to the right if we're a left-handed quarterback, right? So we want to make sure that we go ahead and do it the way it was designed here for the PA boot. And this is going to be an inside run now, okay? Before it was an outside run, this one's going to be an inside run. Typically on this, I'm going to put my RB receiver on a slant route, just to make sure that I have the ability to kind of drive back all those defenders in the middle of the field. You can put them on a streak, you can put them whatever, but don't leave them on that underneath route, because that guy can kind of get in your way if need be. All we're going to do is the same exact thing. See how we got that arrow going to the right side? We're going to cut it off, and now we're going to run it in between our guard and center, our guard and tackle, depending on which hole opens up. So let's go take a look at it. We're going to hike it, cut it off, and now we're going to run right here. It's a quick hitter. Okay, let me show it to you again. All you're going to do is you're going to hike it, you're going to stop, you're going to go through, and then you're going to run up the middle. Very, very hard for a user to react to that. A lot of times, if you're in a cover 4 situation, it's probably the best because your linebackers are going to spread out. Typically, same thing when it comes to a cover 3, where you're attacking a single person in the middle rather than multiple people. But you're going to see that this is a really consistent thing. You just want to make sure that you got the correct timing as far as cutting it off, and you're going to be able to cut it off. And I'm already pressing the analog up when I'm doing this. I'm pressing it to where when I'm hiking this ball, after I hike it, my analog is up, going, trying to run, and all I'm doing is pressing the right trigger right now, and now I'm going up here and I'm going to get in. Obviously, having a better quarterback is going to help you on this, but it's really going to be something that's really consistent. You're just going to go through that hole, and even a little bit of a hesitation will help you as far as not running into your lineman. But you can see how nice this is going to be. I'll show it to you an instant replay just slower. And what you'll see is here you're going to cut it off before you get to that player, just like we did before. And a couple of times where you saw that I got caught up, it's because I didn't move my tight end. You know, the first time I showed it to you right because I moved my tight end. This is why I was talking about not doing the hot route. That guy could get in your way. See how he gets in my way a couple examples ago and I didn't get it in? You don't want that tight end there. You want that tight end to go a little bit further up the field so you have that nice, easy ability to get in that spot and good to go. Now, this is a read pass option, basically. If you're in a situation where, you know, on this type of play, you can always go ahead and look at the B receiver as an opportunity to throw the ball as well. It's not like you have to run this ball every single time when you do this. So, you know, I'm not saying that it's something that, you know, you want to, you know, live and die by, but say it's man coverage and they're coming at you, you can definitely cut this off, run up here, and now you're throwing the ball, right? It is a read pass option if you want it to be. I typically have already decided that I'm running this ball. It's 2nd down and 2. Last possession that we did, they ran zone the entire time. First time we played this ball, we ran zone. All right, we're going to do this. We're going to cut it off, and we're going to punch it right in for the nice, easy score. So for this last example, I'm going to show you another PA boot type play. It's going to be called the PA drag wheel. It's got the same exact animation as we showed you with the PA boot left, but I want to show you how to deuce close because it's another popular formation that a lot of people have in their playbooks that they can go ahead and implement right away. Again, remember that the boot type animation is going to be something that you're going to run inside, and then when we went ahead and showed you the PA misdirection, that was intended to really go to the outside. Okay, so here we are. You're going to see that the A is on that cross block. I don't want him on the cross block. I'm going to put him on something a little bit further up. I do like this wise route because it's going to put some stress on any type of computer generated user, or that they're basically going to follow the Y up the field while we're going to have a nice easy ability to get this yard. So here we go, we're going to cut it off, and then we're going to go right up the middle for the nice easy run. Again, very consistent. If they're doing a blitz in that A gap, you know what, you're toast. That's just the way the game plays. But that's why I always tell you, go ahead, get your tendencies of your opponent, and get your ball in. Even when they get block shed, like you saw there, it's not going to be a positive thing for them a lot of times because of where you're going in. See how they're just catching you as you go into the run? That's why I typically like to run this 3-yard line in. Even when you don't get totally in there, you do have that ability to get that spot. Now, I'm definitely not putting my tight end each time on that draw here. And now you can see again, we're right in there. So very, very consistent, guys. Something very cool when it comes to this type of animation. I just wanted to bring it to you for an additional way to score in the red zone. Sometimes, you know, we like to be as unique as possible, a little bit different than the norm, give you a little bit of a, you know, something that we've studied and seen how it works to kind of get to your advantage. We do appreciate you guys watching this video. We'll come back with another pass play tomorrow, as well as the complete scheme on our website. Do appreciate your support all week, and we'll catch you on tomorrow's video.